there, and welcome to It's Not Rocket Science, 5 questions over coffee. I'm here with my coffee in front of me, and I'm ready to have a really interesting discussion with Elena Mekshi. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Elena. You'll tell me if...
Sir.
Thank you. So Elena is an accountant. She helps her business clients to optimize and automate their processes so that they can make better financial decisions and therefore achieve the financial freedom they're really interested in. I love this sort of subject. This is definitely right up my street. I love talking to business owners about how they optimize and make their business less about them and more about the business process, because that's the only way you can exit your business. If you're still at the middle of your business, being the controller of everything, you cannot exit your business. You can never sell it. So Elena, I think, is going to give us some great tips in this. So she's also the author of a book. We'll come to that, I'm sure, during the discussion. Elena, welcome to It's Not Rocket Science, 5 questions over coffee.
Sure, thank you so much for inviting me. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here to share with you the tips with the audience about how to extract yourself from the business and move yourself to the next step, and how to face different fears and challenges. So we work with the business owners who run their own businesses day to day. So it's usually starting when they think that they had enough working for one lunatic, and surprisingly they started working for another one, being themselves, who is much harsher, who is more demanding and more challenging, and constantly sitting inside you and say, go, 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 do, bigger, better, more, not enough, and how to overcome all that.
I know that lunatic very well, and I'm not going to say any more than that. So, I mean, that's the answer to the first question. But tell me about the second one, which is, you're obviously working with people that have tried things in the past. They've tried ways of doing it. What are the mistakes they're making, and how are you seeing those mistakes sort of play out every day in their business?
The first thing, the most predominant one, the business owner would think that there is no problem. So they don't acknowledge the problem, that there is a problem. They think it's the team, I can't find the right people, it's the system which don't work, it's the banks who don't give the loans, it's a cash flow, it's always the problem. And the social media and the media overall, it kind of support that thought. So everything else is wrong around you, you're the right one, so you are in the quest to put things right. And to what I understand about business and business owners being so far in this industry for the last 15 years, you better start from yourself. And when you face yourself and you realize that you have the burnout, you keep doing, and you're afraid of stepping back and think about the business and analyze the situation. And actually, when you remove yourself, and this is the first fear, because what if their quality will drop? What if their product is not going to be so good? What if someone else will drop the ball? I have to control everything and everywhere. And by being in the operational side so much involved, the business owners struggle to actually present the better product, the better idea, and to remove themselves from the business and enjoy it and deliver even bigger scale of the life-changing opportunities they can do. And when they finally identify the problem, they would try to solve it in isolation. So they would think people is the problem, so I will fix the people. They will hire different consultants. They will improve the recruitment process, the training process, and then something else doesn't work. Then they will figure out that there is another problem. There is a system don't work because we do things without using technology, for example. And then they will work with another specialist who will help them to improve technology. So the problem I see is that total disintegration of the aspects of the business, because they either have to put all the consultants together, which first of all challenging to find the right people. Secondly, it comes at a cost, because the business owner feels the demand that they have to know all those areas, they go in deeper research, they invest more of themselves in that subject, and that's more harder for them to delegate it. So it's like a catch-22. They never can win in that situation. And this is how they get even more stress, more burnout, less money, and never ending circle. Sounds familiar?
Does sound familiar. And I remember a very wise mentor of mine early in my career told me that whenever you see a problem in your business, you start looking for the problem in concentric circles starting at your desk, because so often the problems that you see are the ones that you are beginning to create. So having been somebody that spent a lot of time in businesses trying to help them fix process problems, you're absolutely right. There are too many times when people look and go, well, it can't possibly be there, it's got to be over there. And you start putting together too many different disparate things that just make it even worse. You really need to take a simple approach, don't you? You take it back to basics. Business is actually fairly simple. Business is really not very difficult, but we make it difficult by looking and trying to complicate things, because it can't be as easy as it looks, can it?
Absolutely. Yes, we look everything at our perspective. And one of the very good technique is to have the accountability partner. And this is also a very tricky solution, because we tend to find the wrong people to be our accountability partners. I see different situations. Sometimes that could be your life partner, and you come and go and you consult with them, you discuss at their dinner or breakfast how to do different scenarios. It can be a business partner, and I find it there is you reach the limit very quickly, because all those people, they subjective, and of course they have your best interest in heart, but they can't subconsciously, they always will be their first advisor for themselves rather than you. So that's why it's very different. Another solution business owners comes up with, they will find a business coach.
Yeah.
But the business coach themselves, they will help them to take their mind to the next, to look at the things differently. They will challenge them. They will be their accountability partners. However, not all business coaches, they are very good with the financial data. And the business owner also would be a little bit reluctant to share too much financial data with the business coach for the number of reasons. And the business coach, understandably, they would withdraw themselves from that sort of conversation. And talking about money, God, this is what the business is about, isn't it? You are in business for money. Yes, okay, you could have the illusion, I started the business, I want to help people, I want to make this life better, I want to work with best people. That's fine. That's your ethical, and that's your ethical understanding of the business, and this is the mission of the business. But the primary goal of the business is to make money. And who is the better person to speak about money than your accountant? Sometimes we know so many information. It is so valuable that even life partners, they don't know. And with accountants is why do I call myself more than accountant? Because I'm not scared to talk about money with my clients, and I'm very open, and I'm open to share my insights and my advices about it. It's type of the industry. Accountants typically, they are introverts, and they don't that much like talking to people. They more like doing reports and data and analysis of the digits and figures, and like presenting you with that. So one of the wrong conversations we hear from our prospective clients who come to us is the question we ask: how often do you speak with your accountant? And they most times they would say once a year, when the financial year is over. This is when they see their accountant. And I'm like, that's too late. That's already too late. How did you make all those decisions through the year? How did you know how to borrow money, whether you have capacity to recruit more staff, how did you increase the prices? These are all the questions you speak through with your accountant, because coincidentally, not coincidentally, it's all come to the matter of your business. This is all interlinked, and this is what involves. So I find that accountant would be the best accountability partner. Accountant would be the best business coach when you find the right accountant, who is keen to speak, who keen to share, and who will not be, afraid of hiding behind the figures, behind the reports, and actually elaborate and be open and give you feedback to understand what's the report's about and how to read the report and what's the report. Because there is another fear that some accountants have: if I will share too much information with my clients and I will teach them too much how to read the report, they will be doing it themselves. And it's self-fulfilled prophecy, isn't it? When you are not sharing the learning, the understanding what business owners are craving. And business owners, they are best in what they're doing. They are best in their product. They are best in their services. They don't know that much information about the financial data and how to read it and what strategy to use and how to approach. So that's why I think that we have done tremendous help and tremendous assistance to the business owners on growing the business, on extracting them from the business. They have more clients, they spend less time in their business, they have bigger profits, and they finally living the life they want.
I have to admit, you're a very unusual accountant, because I find very few accountants who are quite so happy to act as a business coach to their clients as you, Elena. And in fact, some of the best work that I do is with accountants, because the accountant will often say, you need to help them to sort of, extract themselves from their business by making some changes. They won't listen to me because they think I'm just here to talk about their numbers. So if you've managed to crack that, you've done very well. I know that a lot of the best joint ventures that I've got going on are with accountants who are turning around and saying, I need to crack into what is actually going on in that business. I can't find out. The numbers are telling me something, but I don't know what it is, and they're not prepared to tell me. So, and I know you've written a book about all of this. I'm just going to share the link for where we can see that book on screen. There it is going on. It's on Amazon. And I think you said that you not only have you documented this, but you eat your own dog food, don't you? You actually live what you have written in your book.
Yes, exactly. It's all the self-written. This book is about my experience, how I put my business to the next level. I've been in this business for the last 15 years, started from scratch, from the kitchen table, and grown it through up and down. At some point in time, I sold my business, then I started again from scratch with more experience and with more knowledge and tips. And now, finally, believe it or not, the most stressful period in accountant's life is December and January, because of the deadlines, and it's such a joy. So look at me. I'm not in the office. I'm actually in Africa, having the time of my life with my family. I know for sure that all the deadlines are done, all submitted, and I wish the same to all my clients, because they're on top of their things. They don't have to stress on the 30th of December or 23rd that they have to complete their tax returns. So we totally implemented all those strategies in the business to meet, with use of technology, with use of different aspects, including psychology, including neuroscience, and it was very, very exciting journey, and it still is. This is actually what we keep doing. I'm training and speaking with my clients on a daily basis, apart of holiday. This is sacred, and assisting them on taking that journey forward and finally to find that happiness in life and the balance in life.
Pretty good. If you've been able to train your clients that way, you've done well. We're coming to the end, and I've got the final question for you. a couple of questions. One of is, and we've talked about your book, but there must be a question that I haven't yet asked you that you would really like me to have asked you. So what is the question you would have liked me to ask you? And once you've asked the question, would you mind answering it as well for us?
All right, that's a good strategy for the interview. I like that. You might wish to ask me about my innovative method called Pay Yourself First. And what it is about. This is at length spoken in my book, and this is the idea I came along, and I have been lucky tested on all of our clients, and have the tremendous results. So the concept, and I think this is one of the tip and take out what your listeners and your audience can take and actually sleep on it and see how this concept will be blended into their business. So the business owner, they have so much pressure and they have so much responsibility. So they're responsible to their clients, for the product, to their team, for the salaries, to the suppliers, and they always prioritize and they act like firefighters, whatever demanding their attention first. They completely forgetting about themselves, and they completely forgetting to pay themselves first. So the concept talks and introduces the change of this world and to put themselves first. So they think about themselves first. They think how much money they do the personal budget, how much money they need in order to function properly, not like on bread and water, but to have all the variety in life what they used to, and come with their personal budget and set up that as the minimum amount of money their business must generate and give them. Not like generate, but probably after to leave as a bottom line or what they can take it minus taxes. So, and to put it as a priority. And rather than every month paying the salary and then suppliers and then the software and then whatnot, they will pay themselves first that particular amount of money and see how the world will start changing around them. So on my website, elenamekshi.com, we have a scorecard which will help your audience. If they take that test, they will be able to see, they will get their pretty neat report about their business, where the business right now, and what next actions they can do to take the challenge. At the end of that test, they will get a free copy of my book. So this is one of the perks, and they can learn a little bit more about the pay yourself first concept, which I find is a life-changing for all of my clients.
Elena, I think that's a brilliant offer, and I thank you so much for spending a few minutes away from your holiday to spend some time with us today. I wish you all the success going back to that holiday. I'm just going to finish by saying, we've got a problem with the video. It's playing far too quickly. We won't edit that out because we don't edit on this program. I'm just going to say thank you to Elena. Elena, thank you so much for spending a bit of time with us. If you would like to get onto the mailing list so that you get to hear about really interesting people like Elena coming up, go to tca.fyi/subscribe. That's tca.fyi/subscribe and get onto our mailing list so that you can hear about really interesting people. Elena, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today. I am now going to play the out video, which will enable me to stop this. So you'll hear the music again. So my apologies for blasting your ears with that far too quickly, but we're gonna say thank you very much. Wish you all success in your business and have a lovely holiday.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Stuart. I am the subscriber to your podcast from now on, and I'm looking forward to hear more interesting, insightful stories.